Hey guys, we're going camping. We got the climbing equipment, the paragliding equipment, the sleeping equipment, everything we need. So the plan for tonight is to sleep in the car. We're going to sleep in this little one. So wish me luck. The bear situation here in Romania seems to be out of control. We have more than 6,000 bears in the Carpatian Mountains, the largest populations of bears in Europe. There are more and more bear incidents and encounters reported in the media. And given that I experienced a few encounters myself in my adventures, camping in the woods seems unsafe and is no longer an option for me. At least, not when I go by myself or in small groups. And since the bears won't be going anywhere anytime soon and I still want to enjoy camping, rock climbing and mountaineering, I have to be creative. A hard metal box seems like a safer place to spend the night in than in a tent. And as much as I wish that I had a comfortable camper or at least a small van, I decided to give car camping a try and do the best I can with what I have. And what I have is this Mercedes Benz A Class from 1998. I'm Max from LifeHackerMax and this is my test run on microcar camping, just to see if it can be done and if it's comfortable enough to do it regularly. I learned a thing or two during my experiment that I would like to share with you, so sit back, relax and enjoy the ride. Before I begin, don't forget to click on the subscribe button and the notification bell so you are always updated in my latest video releases. Now, the reason that I choose to buy this car in particular are those adorable integrated back seats for children that my kids absolutely love and enjoy. Turns out Mercedes had a few more tricks up their sleeves when they designed this brilliant car, one of which is the easy click-clack removal of the back seats and another one being the perfectly flat surface on the floor. Let's not forget the high interior. Even though this is a tiny car, except in this little guy, all those features make the old A-Class one great candidate for car camping. I haven't made any changes to the car for this experiment. No holes, no screws, and I didn't take too much time crafting anything special for this trip. I only improvised a few things that I imagined would be useful. It is a test run after all. And if all goes well, I will take what I've learned and invest more time in optimizing the car for an even better experience. I have slept in a few cars before and I already have an idea about some features that the car needs to fulfill, like discretion and privacy. I don't know where we'll be spending the night, but I don't want to be waking up to people watching me sleep through the windows. So, the first thing I want to do is to find a solution to be able to cover up all the windows in the car whenever it is time to sleep. Flat surface to sleep on and enough space for your head. Those two aspects have already been covered when the car was built. The only thing I have to do is get rid of some of the seats to uncover the beautiful flat surface and have enough space where we can sleep. I don't intend to find a solution for the mattress for the time being, even though I have a few ideas to cover that subject in the near future, if all goes according to plan, of course. For now, we will treat the car exactly like a tent and use foam mats on which we will be sleeping on. And of course we will be using sleeping bags as well. Space for all the gear. We are 2 people going on this trip, so I figured how much space would it take for everything that we could possibly bring with us on a 4-day adventure. Not much, right? Therefore, the only step I took in this matter was the small bungee cords assembly that I can use to hang stuff on. The thing I started with first was the window coverings, for which I think that I found a fast and easy to make solution. Remember, what you are seeing now, it's only improvising or prototyping. It's a proof of concept that can be refined in the future. So, no criticism, okay? What I came up with is a piece of black material mounted on the metal frame of each door with geomag magnets. Geomag is a magnetic construction game based on two main pieces, a metallic ball and a rubber bar with a magnet on each side. You can easily buy this game off Amazon or eBay, or maybe your local toy store. I will add a link or two in the description if you don't know what I'm talking about. The best thing about geomag is the rubber around the magnets that prevents any metal parts from being scratched. I didn't handpick the material for this project, it is something that I had around the house. I think it is used in tapestry for covering the frame or under the sofas. I cut the material with scissors to fit the frame of each window, and that was it. The black material is very thin and it allows me to see from the inside out, but blocks the visibility from the outside, which is exactly what I want. Everything is easy and fast to mount and unmount, and it takes very little space when not being used. Also, it allows me to open the windows for fresh air without getting any mosquitoes inside the car. The windshield and the back window don't have any metal frames, so I can't rely on the same method for covering those up. I used some coins to fix the material on the rear window and figured out I can use a sleeping foam to cover the front side. Those ideas definitely have to be revised in the future. Next, removing the unnecessary seats. Because the front seats of my car don't have a click-clack fast removal system and instead are bolted in place, I decided to remove the front passenger seat and the right side of the back seat, which is also the larger one, and keep the back seat behind the driver for my companion. I did this for two reasons. The back seat is easy to remove when it's time to sleep and is smaller than the front seat, so I can store it for the night on the driver's seat, which would be tricky to do with the front passenger seat, which is way bigger. The clickety-clack on the back seat works with a 3-lever system and is fairly easy to use once you figure out where those levers are. So I pull this lever here, the seat comes down. I have another one. The second one is here. You pull it. Okay. Everything lifts up, and then you have the third one. You can use to take apart the whole bench and leave it at home. The front seats are bolted in place with 4 special screws, and you will need an E-type tubular wrench to remove them, size 12 I think. I didn't have that size, but I managed to unscrew them with a normal tubular wrench size 10, and a second time with a special E14 tubular wrench. If you have this car and wish to remove the front seats, check first the way they are mounted, because you might have the pleasant surprise to also have a fast removal system on your front seats as well. With the seats removed, I have an amazing 240 cm space on the right side, which gives me 50 or 60 cm of storage space, and 160 cm on the left side, which can accommodate a small person. Let's do this! When all preparations are done, it is time for us to hit the road. Our first stop was Cheile Râșnoave, which is a great climbing area and has great camping spots where you can also park your car. Our initial plan was to do some climbing. If we can do some late night climbing, maybe. You see? Yeah! Came to the mountains! But we ended up building a fire, which taught me two things. One, the wire saw, it's small and compact and useful in emergency situations, but not very effective. It takes a lot of time to cut wood with it, and if the wood is wet, the wire keeps getting stuck. So bring an axe next time. Two, the Primus is a very effective tool as a fire starter. The sleeping preparations didn't take too long. We had a bit of a hassle with all the gear, but we ended up shoving everything wherever we could. We slept very well and woke up to this view. In the end, I would say this first night was a success. The next destination was W168 at the Skydreamer school where our second home is and where we usually fly. I ended up flying for the day and spent the night at the school where we could store the food in a fridge and also take showers, which was great because the only solution for car camping I have are wet wipes, and a shower is always better. The next day I did some more flying and later we left for Solomon's Rocks, a close by picnic place where I got directions from a friend about a new climbing spot that I didn't know about. The wall is isolated from the picnic area but not far away. After 15 minutes of walk from the car, we found this amazing vertical playground for us to enjoy the next day. Our second night in the car seemed easier to set up, and the whole gear fitted even better considering we added up the guitar to it. Fell asleep to the sound of the river flowing next to us. The next morning was pretty interesting. I didn't know this place was so popular and wasn't expecting to wake up surrounded by all of those cars. I mean, the parking lot was full. People started their Sunday morning with a sunny picnic day in Solomon's Rocks, and we started ours with a coffee, and after that we ended up climbing for the rest of the day. I wanted to do a follow-up on some of my previous videos, and this feels like a great opportunity to do so. I'm talking about the power bank build and the cutlery set build that I did almost 2 years ago. I still use them both and have used them constantly since I made them to this day. The power bank works great, it is very strong, and I still think it was a great project to build and a great idea for recycling my old batteries. If you haven't seen the video yet, check it out on my channel or click the link in the description. And the eating utensils, I never travel without them. Awesome build, easy to use, easy to pack, glad I did it. See my video in the description or search for it in the camping playlist on my channel page. I'm Max from LifeHackerMax, and I have to say I had a great experience sleeping in my car. I learned that I love car camping. Other than safety, you can save a lot of money and you can sleep almost anywhere you want as long as you can get the car there. You can sleep very comfortably in this tiny car. Micro camping in this car is great for one person. Is doable for two if the second person is small in height, around 160 centimeters, but a bit crowded if you don't pack light. A roof-mounted storage space will definitely solve this problem, making the A Class a great micro camper for 2 people. For a longer trip in this configuration, we will need to camp from time to time in a place with showers. You need space to store the removed seats, and they are kind of heavy, so if you have a garage it should be no problem, but if you live in a small apartment and you have to carry them up the stairs for a few floors, this can be a drag, especially if you will have to take them out and put them back in the car each time you go on a trip. Also, put an axe on a camping gear list if I wish to make a fire in the future. If you have questions, ideas or suggestions about car camping, feel free to leave me a comment. You can help grow this channel and make more videos by becoming a Patreon. You can find the link in the description. And if you enjoyed my video, hit that like button and I'll see you in the videos to come. Thank you for watching.